everybody coming on. I'm just going to give it a couple more seconds as more people join. I see some numbers going up. So I'm here. We're about to start in a minute or so. In the meantime, if you have any questions or ahead of time or anything, or want to say anything, you can always reach out via the chat or Q&A on your panel. So feel free to use, again, the chat and the Q&A for anything you have questions on this webinar. Now I'm going to slowly start to go into it. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dana Nowick. I'm the MLS Marketing Director, and thank you for joining me on this webinar today. I'm going to keep it kind of short and sweet, 30 to 45 minutes. If you guys want to go longer and you have questions, no problem. I'll stay here and answer them, but I don't want to give you too much and bore anybody. So again, what I'm going to cover today, I work for OneKey MLS. I've been with MLS about 15 years, is one of the free products you have to help you get more leads or listings. And it's included in your OneKey MLS benefits. It's called Remine Pro. Now, it used to be Remine. I mean, it still is Remine, but what happened was in the past few months, everybody's gotten upgraded, or OneKey has upgraded everybody to the Pro version, which means you can farm as many off-market properties, print as many labels as you want. There's unlimited farming tools here. So with that said, I'm going to show you the site here, OneKeyMLSNY.com. I don't know if anybody's been on this, but this is your corporate site, or not corporate site, I don't want to say that. That's your OneKey MLS member site. So the tools that I'm covering, or the tool that I'm covering, Remine, a little bit about it is here. All of your free benefits besides Remine Pro is here. Instinet, RPR, Showing Time, List Track, all these free tools are here. MLS offers website design services, very cost effective. They're here. IDX, we have a market statistics page right here. We update every month. It's doing that. So always feel free if you want to get the latest numbers for your counties, or if you have infographics, all of that kind of stuff, and you can generate your own report. So there is a slew of stuff. Any important announcements we always put here in our resources center. We have a webinar section. We have a video center. We have the lockbox. I know there's a lot going on with lockboxes and communications. We have our lockbox shop here as well. So again, this is just the OneKey MLS site. And if anybody is still confused as to what OneKey MLS is, because believe it or not, we do get that. People are still like, what's OneKey? What's the system? Let me just show you what OneKey is. It's clear when you see it. And just to go back to the basics, OneKey MLS is basically the consolidation of Hudson Gateway MLS and Long Island MLS. So your boards are still the same. You're still Long Island Board of Realtors, and the Hudson Gateway still has their board. Everybody's got to belong to a board, but the MLSs have consolidated. So OneKey MLS is the new name. It's like the brand name. So nobody's system has changed. Hudson Gateway is still using Matrix. You got Long Island is still using Stratus. The only difference is you can see each other's listings now, and that's the difference. So OneKey is really just the name, but this is the new territory. And believe it or not, MLSs across the country are consolidating to just include more territories, share resources, become more cost effective, and keep the data secure and accurate. So with that said, I'm going to go into Remine Pro because that's why everybody's here. And what is Remine Pro? So let's go into Stratus. The way you access Remine Pro is through Stratus. So you log in, and it's either two ways. It's under the OneKey MLS links tab right here, Remine. Remine and Remine Pro, same thing. Pro is just the upgraded version you have access to now. But when you log into Remine, you are in the Pro version, or under the resources tab right here. And you can go into, and again, all your tools are here as well. All your free benefits, Instinet, RPR, List Hub, HomeSnap, website stuff, everything is here in Stratus under the resources tab. So I definitely encourage you to check out a few of these tools. But we're going into Remine, which is right here. And what Remine does is it's It pulls in a ton of off-market property, public record data, and it puts it all into a nice search engine for you with, it pulls in MLS data so you can access on, properties that are currently for sale, for rent, sold, but it gives you access to awesome off-market property details, which you can form and use to target for new potential listings. So we're going to go into that. Here's your dashboard. You can do other things in Remine besides what I'm showing you today. You just create a CMA. You can invite your buyers in and they can search and send listings, and there's buyer tools as well. But we're going to talk about the seller tools and the marketing tools they have for you. So where that is it under the search tab. So I'm going to hit search. Okay. I'm going to clear out. I've been demoing this on different webinars. I'm going to clear out all the filters. And you can only search these properties for these off-market properties for the OneKey MLS area. It's like you can't go to like Florida and do the same thing. It only covers the OneKey area. So let's just say you want to farm some new listings in your area. You can do it by zip, school district, town. You can draw your own boundaries. Let's just pretend I'm a real estate agent, even though I think I could be after 15 years, but we're not allowed to have our licenses. But let's pretend I'm an agent. And I want to farm out, I want to just maybe do some marketing to my sphere, which is maybe Babylon. So I click Babylon. And now it takes me here. And this includes everything, right? This includes your active, your off market, your sold. So we want to really target these off market properties. So there's filters and there's criteria all up here and here. And here just kind of gives you some properties, like a snapshot. So we want to target, you can add a filter off market, right? So these filters, I'm pointing the screen like you can see this add filter. You click on that. And this is where you can kind of adjust your listing statuses, your type, what you want to form here in terms of kind of listing status. So we want off market. We click that. And it's going to ask you, do you want completely off market or closed off the MLS? So we're going to do off market completely. And that's up to you. You can do whatever you feel. It's very flexible. So now we have, it says our results are right here. 4,500 and change off market properties in this area. Now, how do I target these even further? I go to the left and they have a bunch of different criteria because I don't think you want to do a mailing or it's a lot to do to 4,500 people or an email campaign. You can go in now and you can narrow down these off-market properties by property value, home equity, how long they've lived in the house, are they likely to sell? So let's just say we want to go in and target people that have equity in their home, anywhere from 250, 0 to 250. Again, I'm just pulling random numbers, maybe 750. Again, this is all preferential. See our results go down a little bit. You might want to do this based on a workable number for your marketing campaign too. Ownership time. Let's say you want to target people that have lived in their home. Maybe people are looking to sell now 0 to 5 to 10 years in this market. Maybe you want 20 plus years, right? And then you just hit apply and our numbers are going down a little bit. Now we have 2,000 results. Let's say now we have Remine provides you, this is kind of important, with a sell score, meaning are they low, not really likely to sell, medium likely, or high. Now this number is made up by Remine. It's kind of a statistical number they use with their computer software to kind of generate based on different criteria of the property. And they've put their own self score on it to say maybe it's low, medium, or high. So this is an estimated kind of score. So you can use it with other variables, but I wouldn't, and it's not recommended to go in and just say, let's just target the people that have a high self score because it's kind of like 60% accurate. It helps, but I wouldn't use it alone. So let's go maybe somebody that's medium, up to you. And we hit apply. Now we're down to 189 results. So maybe we want to go in and put a little bit more, maybe high. 224. Again, this depends on how many people you want to farm, how many lists. You also have other tabs here that I'm going to quickly go through. You have absentee, so you can target these properties based on if it's a owner occupant, it's corporate, if it's an absentee owner that lives in state or an absentee owner that lives out of state. Maybe you have somebody that has an investment property that lives out of state. Maybe it's time to cash out and you want to target them. You also have flood zone risk, so you can target properties depending on that. You just click it. Building type, you can just narrow down if you want to target condos, townhomes, multifamily, other. I'm just kind of keep these to, again, a lot of criteria. Land use, public, farm, land, industrial. Again, we keep narrowing down and fine tuning what you want to target based on your business that you want to drum up. Mortgage rate. Not sure if you want to use this, but you can. It tells you you might want to target people that have a certain percent on their mortgage rate. Same with mortgage age. You could tell Remine I want to target somebody with, different types of ages, 20 plus years, the mortgages, 15, maybe no mortgage. Last sale price you can do. Distress deals, you could target list pendants, notice of default, notice of foreclosure sale, notice of trustee sale, and this will give you all these off-market properties that fit this criteria. And this is accurate. Remine works with all these different databases to pull in this information. They have a very awesome public records component. Cash buyers, you can do that. You just click on that if you want. And that's it. So we only have 37 results, which means I'm going to go in and just to get a little bit more here, I'm going to take out this, let's see what we do with home equity. Something's, it's probably the self-score. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, it's the self-score really narrows it down. So, let's go back and use our home equity. I want to get with I only had 30 results, but if you want more, you can go in and add more criteria and it'll do that. So right now we have 565 off-market properties that meet the criteria that I as an agent is looking for. I'm looking for off-market properties with a decent amount of equity. I'm targeting people that have lived in their home 0 to maybe 15 years, 10 years, maybe because of the market, they want to maybe cash out. So we have our results, 565. Here they are on the right here. I don't really recommend using this. You can kind of see what's here, but in order to get these into a workable list, what you're going to do is hit select all up here, right? So now we want to put these in a list or an Excel spreadsheet, because Remine does give you the contact information on each of these properties. So that's what we want to get. So we hit select all. And then what we do, it's a kind of shopping, like you add them to a cart. You hit cart up here and you name your cart. So you want to be, if you can make 20 of these carts, you could target 20 different areas, but you want to just make sure you name them so you know what they are. Babylon off market. So this is where you just give it a label. So once you start making these lists and you know which one is which. We hit create and then you add them to the cart. Now from here, let's just say, all right, you want to target another area, you clear your results and you can go back in and do this again as many times as you want. The version that was out before this, the basic, only lets you do up to like 200, properties. Now you can do as many as you want to lists and workable, farmable lists. I have some questions coming in. I'm just going to take a look real quick. Question, does Remine accurately consider do not call? Yes, I'll get to that. When I show you each property specifically, like what they give you, they do have a DNC on it. So anybody that's on the do not call list, Remine pulls that in. You'll see it. I'll try to show you that example, but yes, they do. A couple of the questions. How much to describe to Remine, Rebecca? It's free. So anything I'm showing you here today, this is all part of your OneKey MLS membership. So I know the dues bills are coming out. I want to get into it. I think it's $110 for the year. That's your MLS dues. And by the way, it's $110 for the year. That's included in all of that. Are there contacts, phone numbers, Rich? Yes, there is. So we'll show you those too. So I have a couple of questions on the information you get on each property. So let's go to our carts tab on the left here, right? And here's the list. See, I created a bunch. And again, I've created a bunch over the course of these demonstrations. Now, these lists that I've created, they update based on the information. It's dynamic. So if you've created a list 6 months ago and you want to go back in, it'll still update based on it. If the property's sold, it'll move out. So here's our Babylon off market. So let's just check out this listing right here. Let's click on it and see what information Remine gives you before we put these in a list. So this is an off market property. It gives you purchased, who purchased it, when, a lot of public records data is in here, taxes and assessments, assessed value, market value, property history, the deed, the transfer, bargain and sale, all of that stuff for each property. The mortgage history, what's currently on it. They give you a valuation, but you know, it's a valuation. They give you the demographics of the area. And then on the last but not least is the owners and associated people. So what Remine does is this is anybody that's owned or is associated with the property. Maybe they've owned it or maybe they've rented or family, they're in there as well. So Mary has no contact information available, but this gentleman here, looks like Sebastian does. And they provide you with the email and phone numbers of that if it's there. So let's go into another one. Let's just see. Right, go into another property just to show you. I'm gonna try to get one with a do not call. Let's see. All right, go to the bottom, owners and associated people, contact. Here's a DNC. So if anybody was wondering about that do not call, you will see it right here. And if you download this list of properties, it will have it in your Excel spreadsheet. And here's the email. Questions coming in. Anything so far before we take the next step? Right, so it provides you all this information. So let's go back to our cart right here. Close out these tabs. And we're doing Babylon off market. So from here, you've got this workable list. Now what? A couple different options depending on how you do your business. You can export this list to you hit export. You've got to hit this little thing, this little box here, and it highlights the whole list. So you have to go in and select each one. So you do that and you hit export. And what does that do? That creates, name your file, always want you to name it. Right, so you know, Babylon market. I'm going to include all columns. You can choose which criteria you want to export. I'm going to just include everything so you see. And as that's downloading, what happens is you get a workable list in Excel, a CSV file or whatever you need to actually use those emails and put them in your email campaign. It gives you the addresses. I don't know if you, depending on who you use for your mailers, if your company provides it, you can say, here's a list, here's an Excel list, please use the addresses here. Anybody have like a CRM where you send out emails? You can go in and take all those emails and drop them into your email CRM and email them. Again, you can use that however you want. Let's see if we can, the list should have pulled up. Let's see. Let me just move a couple things on my screen here. Bear with me, I'm moving Zoom things around. Not yet. Okay, so we're waiting for that list to come up. Again, it's just here we go. CSV is ready, download. And you can take as many of these lists you want and save them. It's just going to come up here, download it like any kind of document. And here's your list. And it gives you, here's all your titles. I downloaded all the information, but you know, you can pick and choose. But again, it does give you the addresses, owners, let's get there, emails, mailing addresses, phone numbers. So you just kind of have to find it here. And you could just go in and say, just give me the emails if you're looking for the emails. I just want everybody to see the extent of what you can download in terms of content. Let's see. Owner here. So this is all the owner information. So you could see owner 1, owner 2, email, phone number. Okay, so this is the list you could take and do whatever you like with it. Now, if you don't want to go to do that, if you don't want to deal with the Excel, but you want to send mailers and everything to these, you can go in through Remine. And they have their own mailing center where you can set up postcards or letters or whatever and get them mailed out. They'll mail them out for you. So if I click send mailers, it's going to say Babylon off market. And you could send out mailers right through here. As that's happening, we're going to say build mailing campaign. And there's questions coming in. I don't want to interrupt, but they've missed the first 5 minutes. No problem. You access Remine, and it's good for everybody to know this again. How do you access Remine again? Through the resources tab in Stratus. And you just click on Remine. Does this give you short sale or list pending? You can target, if we go back in, see if I can open this in another area. 1 second. You can target by, again, distress deals, and this is the criteria they give you. List pending, notice of default, notice of foreclosure sale, and notice of trustee sale. So you can target by that, yes. Let me just see if you have any questions coming in. Nothing yet. So, okay, we're in the mailing center. This is where, if you don't want to download that list and use it, and maybe it's too crazy and complicated, you can go in now and take this list and create mailers through Remine. So it gives you a step-by-step way and templates to choose from. So you select what you want to send, maybe this size postcard, maybe a 6x8. It'll tell you the cost, quantity, then you choose the design. So I'm going to just take you through this real quick so you can see. And again, I'm not putting too much thought into this because this is for a demo. So you can choose your design category, general formatting, commercial property, holiday. Maybe we're doing holiday, just sold, for sale, just listed. Right, so they have all this. Let's go in to, what else? Open house, renter, spring, absentee owner, right? So they have all these different templates. Maybe you want to send a just sold to that area and tell them, here's your different templates. So now for each post just sold, they give you a couple different looks, right? So you pick the one you like here. Let's say it's this one, and you can personalize it. So this is where you're probably going to spend a little time. You could send it to the mailing address or the actual property address. Keep in mind the property address. Remine gives you 2 addresses, if so, for the property. One's the mailing address for the owner or the actual property address. Some of them, they're the same, but sometimes people own the home and obviously don't live there. So we hit the property address. You can do it to the homeowner's name or the current resident. Then you have your colors. Whatever that might be you want to use. They have different brands here, Remax, Daniel Gale, Howard Hanna, and just regular colors. And then hit next. Again, I'm just picking anything. Doesn't mean I prefer one over the other. And then you do your picture, right? Again, your image, profile picture. Again, this is just a step-by-step. I really don't want to use me. Let's use, right, upload your image. So let's just do another one. Right, okay, I'm putting anything in here, bear with me just to show you how this works. And you upload it. right? They're all here. Okay. And then again, this is just making the postcard. Let me just go back and I hate to use myself, but put me in just so you could see how your own profile would, your own picture would be. Right? All your images, you could put your phone number in, your full name, website address, and refresh for preview. It should give you a preview. Right, so this is kind of what we've done so far. Next. And then this is the same thing with the back. You just kind of do the same thing. Street address, maybe a customer testimonial right here. It's all preset for you, which is, I tend to like, so you can think about it. And then you hit continue. Right, you do the back. And then this is your list. You hit next. If you want to receive it yourself, you can add yourself in here. It's saying you can add your own address or make changes and go back. And let's see what and they're analyzing the label, making sure everything's right, moving any errors, and that's it. You hit click and it gets sent. Any questions on that? I don't see any. Let's see. We can create postcards only if we are involved in the deal. No, this is to create postcards. What I'm doing, this is targeting properties you want to target, off-market properties. There is no deal yet. So you can create postcards to target these properties you just formed. Okay, then you have to approve the design. You could do a mailing frequency. You can schedule multiple mailings if you want, or just one. And here is the price for that. So they give you the price. And that's it. So then Remine does, again, in a nutshell, give you the option to send out these lists. You can also print your own mailing labels. Let's just say your company or you already have mailers already printed up. You can print your own mailing labels here. So if I hit the select button to select all, we hit print mailing labels. And this is the standard, this is the label size by default, but depending on what labels you're using, that's the ones you peel off and stick on. So you can do that too. So again, that's how you farm using these to get new leads and listings in terms of selecting different areas and criteria, doing a mail campaign, an email campaign. I don't know how anybody's currently now. I mean, I know everybody probably gets new listings through word of mouth and all that, but if you wanted to just, do it by mail, another idea would be to get a list from your town you work in. Let's just say it's Babylon or Massapequa, and get a nice list of off-market properties and get the emails and send them maybe a market report every month if you do email marketing. So there's a couple different things you can do here. Any questions so far? Are the phone numbers scrubbed against the do not call list? Yes, I had showed you a couple minutes ago that if there is a do not call list, I mean, if they are on a do not call, you will see the DNC by their number, and it will also pull on the spreadsheet. So yes, they are. Anybody want me to do that again or show you something? I mean, I don't know if I could run that again, or if anybody has any questions on what I just showed you in terms of farming for new listings or leads. The one other thing they do have that's new is this marketing center here, right? And this is another way to kind of market yourself and gain new traction and listings on Facebook and I believe it's Google Ads. So they have a marketing center where you can go in and say you want listing leads, buyer and listing leads. What audience do you want to reach? Now, this is not mailing and email. This is going to be social media wise, digital marketing. So let's do listing leads. All right, you want to maybe get new listings or buyers, depending on what you're looking for. So you're supposed to choose what's called a blueprint. They pre-format these ads for you on Facebook and social media. So right here is kind of like a layout of what it would look like, but you put in your information. So it's going to say, you're going to say, choose your blueprint. Facebook listing ad, buyer leads, buyer traffic, Facebook listing ad, buyer traffic, Facebook listing ad, seller leads, depending on what you want to, again, it gives you different explanations. Showcase an individual property, promote a listing in display, promote a listing in display, add a display ad to generate listing views from Facebook. So this if you want to promote a listing. Showcase an individual property to generate buyer leads, promote your business in display ad to generate buyer or seller leads from Facebook. That's just promoting your business in general. So again, depending on what you're looking to promote. So let's just keep it simple. Let's try a property one. So we chose that one. So now we have to choose our listings. Which listings would you want to promote? So I don't have any, this is great. I don't have any listings because I'm not an agent. Let's see. Bear with me for 1 second. Let's see if I can grab a Bear with me for 1 second. You know what it is? Because I'm actually technically not an agent, it won't, if you have listings in there, it'll recognize your listings. Let's try this. I'm gonna go in and just get to the same spot. Bear with me. Marketing center, listing leads. I'm just going in and okay. You have to link your Facebook page. I already have done that. Here's the other thing. I forgot to mention this because I already did that. Once you go into this marketing center, you have to have a Facebook page to promote these listings on Facebook. Facebook won't let you advertise or promote anything in sense of a boosting without a Facebook page. So a lot of people just have a profile. You would need a page. So you could go in and just create it with your name as well, but it's just on the back end, Facebook recognizes it in terms of they only let you create ads to the page. That's really what it is. So I'm just going to choose the blueprint again, go from here. No list, it's not filling my listings. All right. I was trying to show you a sample, but so once the listing pops up for you, it will pop up. It doesn't for me because I don't have any. You could tell them that how much do you want, what kind of radius do you want to target? You want to do 15 miles, 10 miles from the listing location, or add in your own location. So what Facebook will do, I mean, what Remine will do is it'll send this ad out on people on Facebook and Google Ads within 15 miles that people, you don't have to be friends with them. They don't have to like your page. Like it will just show in their feeds, this listing. Okay. Just listed. You could put the creative in here. The headline would be address. See if I could type that in. Nope. Just listed in. It'll pull from your listing. Yeah, once you have your listing here, it's going to pull all this information just listed in, and you can create whatever you want it to say. Just listed or none. You could upload a custom image. Let me just put an image in there. Yeah, it won't even let me do that. Right. It's not recognizing it, but it will pull from the listing in the MLS. Basically, this is pulling in content from your listing in MLS. And then your agent profile or an image, custom image. Let's put that in there. At least you can see that a little bit for your profile. Let's get back to. We could do one here, I think. Yeah, see, I have to, so anyway, it won't let me complete this, but once your listing's in there, you hit next and allows you to schedule your, I mean, this does, they do charge you for this, it's not going to Remine, but it is going to Facebook for Facebook ads, whether it's $2, $3, $4, you can put in however amount you want to spend to promote this listing. And it's done through Remine. It's kind of like a set it and forget it, and you can go back and see your results here. So that's another way, again, to promote your business or get new listings using their marketing center and social media aspect. There is a difference. I mean, you could easily go into Facebook if you wanted, if you have a page and start advertising and doing it through Facebook. But Remine, in a sense, what it does is it connects you to the listing. It has templates for you. They're pre-made. They're not taking a cut of the money. It's going to go to Facebook the same as you would if you wanted to promote an ad on Facebook yourself. You'd set your budget. Again, it's up to you. There's no set standard fee. It's just easier to have everything pre-done here. So that's their marketing center. That's pretty new. Is there a charge through Facebook? So the question is when you're doing this ad, and let's just say I decide to say, hey, put $10 on it for the next week. That goes to Facebook. So it's going to, they're working with Facebook to promote it. I mean, you could easily go into Facebook and set up the ads yourself with Facebook's template and platform, but this actually has everything already here for you in terms of your listing and your real estate business. But it's just another option. It's not that you have to do it this way, but they have templates. It's all here. Question, can we remove addresses that we do not want to mail to, such as, yes, you can, sure. When you depending on how we're going back to the mailing section, if you're downloading that Excel spreadsheet, you can take out as many addresses as you want, sure. I'll try one more thing. I was just want to see if I could pull in that listing. In the meantime, any other questions? Those are the two features that are available to you. Again, in Remine Pro, to farm for new business, both mailing and through direct mail, through email, and then on social media. So you have a couple different ways to either promote your listings, farm for new list sellers, get new buyers. Bear with me, I'm going to try one more thing. Yeah. Trying to find a workable listing here. Again, any other questions at all? We're almost about 45 minutes in. See if it allows me to promote a listing. I'm going under another agent's, maybe they have listings. No, it's not pulling in the listings. Okay. There you go, I try, but I can't. But anyway, it should technically pull in your listings when you do that so you can to market the listing. Any other questions? Here, get out of the marketing tab. So again, this is Remine. It has more features. There is a, also, if you wanted to just learn a little bit more after this webinar, I believe this webinar is being recorded, but you can always go in Remine. There's a support tab right here. It'll always be here for you. You click support and you go to their support center, and they have these how-to videos, they have training webinars and all of this stuff. So they have articles. So if you wanted to go in and quickly take a webinar, you can. There's on demand, so they're all here for you. Here's the marketing center we just went over. They have a 45-minute webinar on that. Again, all these topics I just went, they have webinars, and then they have quick how-to videos. So you always have support there. And I believe that's it. I mean, I don't know, again, if there's anything else anybody wants me to cover or talk about on the next few minutes, feel free to just send it over in the chat. You can always email me or call me at MLS. I see a message coming in, 1 second. Can you go back and walk us how to promote a listing? Okay, through Facebook. I'm assuming all you really would do is go to the marketing center, hit listing leads. And here's where you would choose your blueprint. You want a listing ad. And then you add your listings and you put your criteria in here. Again, if you're looking to promote your listing through a mailer or maybe email, you go in and you farm out your area, right? And you add all your properties to the cart like we did here. You target which town, which criteria, and then you can export your list here. So it depends on how you want to promote the listing. Again, they have the option for social media and digital on the marketing tab, or if you want to promote your listing via a mailer or you have an email campaign, you can go in and target properties in the area or buyers. Here. No problem. Okay, so again, I'm here for the next minute or so. If you want to, feel free to jump off and go about your day. I don't want to take up too much time. I'm a firm believer that if you get enough information in a period, it doesn't have to go on for 2 hours. But again, I'm here if you need me. So thank you very much. Have a great holiday season. And that's about it. I hope you enjoyed it.